supreme victory!
What's going on, guys? Derek Blackman here, and I want to talk about something that has really been frustrating me, something that kind of started my channel and a bunch of people in the anti-SJW community, or whatever you want to call it, and it's Gamergate. And at this point, most of you already know what Gamergate is about. If you don't, I suggest you searching it up, because I don't really need to do a recap, or maybe I'll just put something on a card. But the thing is, recently people have been bringing it up. You know, obviously the SJWs, people that are making a lot of shit media and they just won't let it die. People are criticizing them, facing a little bit of backlash, and they're just saying it's all Gamergate. And there has been a lot of talk amongst themselves, and I know they're talking to each other. Just like how they were talking to each other when they all wrote articles saying the age of the gamer is dead, gamers are dead, blah blah blah, and all that shit, just completely shitting on their demographic, which was the stupidest thing you can do. And now you're seeing in all of this, I've come across like at least 4 or 5 different articles all saying the same thing about Gamergate and exactly what Gamergate is, which is a gross misrepresentation, just completely fucking lying about it. The first article I want to look at comes from Polygon, and it says, ArenaNet's firing reinforced gaming culture worst impulses. And to sum it all up, there's 2 developers from ArenaNet that worked on Guild Wars 2 that were talking shit to some people on Twitter. Basically, the people on Twitter were just, you know, the fans, the demographic, responding to something that this lady named Jessica Price said. And then she said some snarky shit back, and then people were like, where's all this shade coming from? And then another asshole got involved, and they essentially both got fired for being pieces of shit to their fucking demographic. Which is exactly how things should be handled. Just like how things should have been handled back in the day with Gamergate, where you're doing shady stuff, you're not practicing ethics in journalism, you lack journalistic integrity, get the fuck out of here. And you put out good products, you just be decent people, write some good reviews, and then people are gonna like you, that's it. Instead, they took the low road and said all gamers are sexist and racist and homophobic and blah blah blah. They're all a bunch of basement dwellers, and then the age of the gamer is over. And then this is another example of them doing, taking the low road. In this article and a bunch of articles I've seen, it just says, oh, all she was doing was just swatting down some mansplainers because she had to deal with all these men, you know, mansplaining what's a woman's role in the games development industry. Something crazy like that, where it's like, it wasn't like that at all. It's just because, oh, this dude happened to be a dude, that's it. Could have been a fucking girl, and she would have said the same shit because he's just a fucking prick. But no, they took this route, and of course, without fail, they mentioned Gamergate, the remnants of Gamergate. The issue was then grabbed onto by some toxic communities in gaming that exist as Gamergate remnants because women who don't talk to players with sufficient amounts of fealty make for tempting targets. So that's the first example of some absolute trash. Now let's move on to the next article.
Here it goes.
Total Biscuit's legacy and the collateral damage of Gamergate. The late YouTube legend known as John Total Biscuit Bain would have turned 34 on Sunday had he not lost his struggle to the bowel cancer about a month ago. Instead of happy birthdays and tributes to his decade-plus career in the video games industry, however, his name is currently being evoked with the firing of 2 game developers, and of course that's what I just covered previously, and associated mob harassment. His critics call it fitting that this is Bain's legacy, but many of his fans, some of whom have grown up with him, are wondering why some internet drama from 2014 is still relevant enough in 2018 to damage Bain's brand forever. Even posthumously, Total Biscuit is causing controversy. No, he's fucking not. He's dead. And you guys are bringing shit up. People were talking shit about him for actually standing up for gamers during Gamergate, for being one of the only journalists that were actually respecting his demographic, people that pay his fucking bills, people that revere him, and he's just being honest and telling it like it is instead of treating it like it's just a fucking boys and girls club and you all have to look out for each other. Bain was the man who legitimized Gamergate, the 2014 harassment campaign turned consumer revolt that went to inspire conservatives. Oh my god. So this is written by Fruzina Erodo, I guess, and whoever that is trying to paint this article as if it's unbiased. But then if you just scroll down and you can see where it gets completely biased and fucking subjective. Esports consultants and journalist Rod Slasher Breslaw, I'm not sure if that's how you say his name, a close friend disputed that characterization of Bain in a phone interview. Breslau is wrong. More on that later. As wrong as Breslau is, so are the critics maligning Total Biscuit as a white supremacist and an abuser whose death should be celebrated immediately in the space his widow can see. Why would you even fucking say that? Why would you say that at all? First it's like, oh, this guy's fucking wrong. And why he's wrong is because this article links to fucking articles from Medium. Need I say more about the trash that comes from Medium? And I'll save you the pain of even going and reading that article at all. All it is just debunking everything that is true about Gamergate. Everything that has been documented, everything that explains why people are angry, why people are pro Gamergate, and it says, oh, that's a misrepresentation. Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Oh, that's exaggerated. And meanwhile, nothing, taking no blame on their side whatsoever. And this is the fucking problem with everything so far. None of them taking any responsibility, but I'm not even done yet. We got more articles. This one comes from the Daily Beast. Comicsgate, how an anti-diversity harassment campaign at comics got ugly and profitable. Now, the beginning of the article is a bunch of shit that I don't care about, some milkshake bullshit that doesn't even really matter. So here's the meat and potatoes. Geek culture has been rocked over the past 4 years by repeated outbreaks of reactionary hatred towards women and people of color, and Comicsgate is the latest front in that ongoing battle. Hating women and people of color. It just keeps being repeated. You know, trying to get their demographic, the people that read this trash, the fucking super progressive SJWs, to just keep reinforcing that to let people know, yeah, these people are the enemy. They're racist and sexist and probably homophobic too. Comicsgate likely wouldn't exist without Gamergate, the Your Harassment Internet campaign, which in 2014 famously used a ginned-up sex scandal and the premise of ethics in video games journalism as an entry point for a sustained attack on women and SJWs that were held to be ruining the multi-million-dollar video game industry. Most of the women targeted were smaller critics or creators. Much of the harassment was gendered. It wasn't harassment. It wasn't fucking gendered. Jesus, man. In the end, Gamergate has never really went away. It ascended, spread out, and lit a series of brush fires in pop culture spaces that are still smoldering. Few have been as successful, but all have drawn from the playbook that Gamergate perfected. It's pure fucking insanity. And it's one of the reasons why channels like mine exist. Channels like, there's so many people have sprung up because people are tired of being lied to. They're tired of being talked down to. You're just saying straight up bullshit. Nobody was saying anything until you guys got caught doing shady shit. That's what it comes down to. Why weren't people bitching about this stuff a few years ago? Why weren't they bitching in 2010? Why weren't they bitching in 2008? Why weren't they bitching in the 90s? Seriously though, here's something that I use as a prime example. 1998, Street Fighter Alpha 3 comes out and they introduce Rainbow Mika. Sexy ass, thick fucking wrestler. Oh, she looks great. No fucking words, nothing in the magazines, nothing in Game Informer is saying anything about how sexist this is. It's just talking about the new characters and how fucking cool the game is. That's it. And that made me fucking so excited till I got my aunt to buy it for my birthday. Fantastic. Fast forward all the way to Street Fighter 5. Rainbow Mika shows her face again, shows her ass once again. All of a sudden it's problematic. It's fucking sexist. And then the developers need to alter it to appease the SJW gods. This is the fucking difference. It's not about, oh, we don't like women in games. All these women are fucking taking up all these cool roles. Like, no, you're being fucking shitty. You're introducing your ideals into a fucking gaming industry that nobody gives a shit about. Just plain and simple. God, I'm getting so fucking frustrated and I'm not even done yet. Now here's the last one I want to share from the Daily Dot. Star Wars Backlash is the new Gamergate. Oh, of course it is. Of fucking course it is. The Last Jedi Backlash has evolved from a fandom argument into something approaching Gamergate. Fueled by a combination of fan entitlement and good old-fashioned bigotry, Star Wars is embroiled in the same culture war as the games industry, sci-fi publishing, and superhero comics this week. We reached a sadly predictable stage of this process, harassing a female Lucasfilms employee. No, 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 fuck no, shut the fuck up. So this article is an absolute mess, and I'll just leave all the links in the description below if you want to read all of them. But I want to sum this one up because all they're saying is that oh, poor women, the women are being harassed and, you know, they're being criticized. Let's just get that one thing straight. But the thing is, they're not really talking about the men being criticized, right? They're just saying, oh, poor women, just like Rose got harassed off the internet and stuff. Well, no, that's just because she couldn't take the bullshit, you know? It was unfortunate that she had a shitty character written for her, and so that sucks that she had to get all that fucking heat, but Star Wars fans are absolutely passionate, and I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan, but I'm a moderate fan enough to know that this movie was fucking terrible. The Last Jedi was so fucking bad. There was so much bad writing in it, and it has absolutely nothing to do with diversity. And that's what they just keep bitching about. They keep saying that, oh, it's all the SJWs and diversity, and I'm like, okay, maybe that was a little bit annoying, but if it's done right, it's not the biggest fucking deal in the world. One of the best examples I can give is the Justice League cartoon in the 2000s. For diversity purposes, they put in Jon Stewart, the Black Green Lantern. But guess what? Jon Stewart was a badass character, and his contrast to Wally West, the Flash, was absolutely brilliant, so it worked so great to the point where almost unanimously people say that their favorite Green Lantern is Jon Stewart. So, diversity worked pretty fucking well. What about Samuel Jackson being Nick Fury? Do you see anybody complaining about shit like that? No, it works pretty fucking well. So if you bring in people that are for diversity purposes, and if they're written well and people enjoy them, they're not gonna give a fuck. The problem is it's bad writing, and you're just fucking shoving in people with fucking purple hair and doing dumb shit like, oh, I'm just gonna kamikaze this stuff, and all of a sudden people are supposed to be okay with it. Like, fuck, man, at the very least, like, even if you're gonna do stupid shit like that and change the Star Wars universe, at least maybe give it to Admiral Akbar or something. Fucking do something. Who's this character? I don't give a fuck about this character at all. I don't care about this character. That's what people are angry about. They don't give a fuck that it's a woman. If it was a guy too, they're like, who the fuck's this guy with fucking purple hair? Why is he fucking crashing his ship into this stuff and being like a kamikaze pilot? Why haven't they ever done this shit before? That's the problem. It's not us. It's fucking you. I'm always amazed how few people know about Gamergate. It's not only the key to understanding so many violent harassment campaigns going on today, it's lots of the same people angry about the same stuff using the same playbook. That is a tweet by Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi. And is that not the pot calling the kettle black? All I see are these mainstream Hollywood types, the people that reside in San Francisco and Seattle, the developers, the journalists, the directors. They're all buddy-buddying and palling together because they're all on the same fucking ideological team. That's all they really fucking care about. And they're like making shit for themselves, and they want to keep saying, oh, this is gamer entitlement, this is fandom entitlement, this is all you're doing is that you just want me. And it's like, no, it's not about that. You're supposed to make this shit for the fans. Like, why would you make things for your fucking selves? Unless you just happen to get in a lucky position and you originally made something specifically for yourselves and people loved it. No, you had something like Star Wars that people revere. And it's like, hey, why not do things that the fans would enjoy? Why not do things that the actors would enjoy? The people that have been with it for decades. No, I'm gonna go in this direction and do what the fuck I want. And who cares about the fans? If they don't like what I'm shoving down their throats, they're all racist, sexist, and homophobic. It can never be your fucking problem, right? That is such a ridiculous way to think about things. These people that were just fucking nannied and babied, they were never told that they were wrong. They probably all have participation trophies. Bunch of fucking losers. They just can't take responsibility and realize that they're wrong for a change. So to all you anti-Gamergate people, I want to leave you with this advice. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you're new with the notifications. I just want to give a big shout out to my mega sexy patrons. You guys are the absolute best. You guys are keeping me afloat. And if you guys want to be a patron of mine, you can hit up the description or the in-screen box. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope you're not as angry as I've been. And I'll see you in the next video.